Hello! So this evening we are taking a look at Sulphur Creek Ranch from Orbx in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So Orbx very kindly sent me a copy of this scenery to have a look at, so I'm showing it to you. So we're going to go and have a look around. You can see around the airfield actually, there's lots of custom trees in the edge of the scenery that integrates it in, and there's some wonderful buildings around the place. So if we just come in closer to have a look, there's lots of little tiny details like this wheel down here, some rotten logs, and lots of fir trees around the place. It's really nicely done. So if we go and make our way down towards the buildings at the far end of the airfield, so you can see there's some chalets along here. It's very nicely done, isn't it? Looking back across the field, you can see we're in a valley here. So Sulphur Creek Ranch is in the southwest corner. Oh, let me show you on the map. It's easier to show you on the map. So if I just cancel the route out there. So yeah, we're in the southwest corner of Montana. Okay, so if we look at the wider US, if you're not from the US, not sure where we are, we're over towards the western coast. So we're in the, this isn't the Badlands as they call it, this is the very fertile area of Montana. So if we go and have a look around, you can see the leaves on the trees are just amazing, aren't they? So if you're noticing the stream is a bit smoother, or the recording is a bit smoother than it has been of late, it's because I've just upgraded the PC. So I've got a brand new PC, so this is the first video I've actually recorded with it. So I'm relying on OBS having set its settings appropriately for the recording, but it's looking okay so far. So if we go in over the grass, that'll be a good test of it, won't it? Look at this wood pile. It's very good, isn't it? Stucco walls, rusty roof. So let's come in. Oh, it's always a bit dispiriting when there's a fire engine waiting for your flight, isn't it? So let's go and have a look around some of these buildings. So yeah, the developers put a lot of effort into this. There's some foxgloves down the back. Look, it's very, very good. Another wood pile, an old truck, some old tyres. Let's go back round to, there looked to be a barbecue happening here. Oh, there's a hammock, really quite a nice hammock. And there's a lady here with something nice to eat. By the look of it, it's just come off the barbecue in front of that. Wow, we've got some mushrooms and some sausages and an egg, and I'm not quite sure what. There's some toast. I don't know what the rest of it is, though. So, my word, the quality of the figures in this scenery is very good, isn't it? So let's go over to this older chap. He's reading the newspaper. Oh, he's not quite as high quality by the look of it. Or maybe he's just being grumpy. He's not eating his food either. It'll go cold. So there's a girl here on the phone. Again, not eating. What is it with all the people not eating with all this amazing food about? There's a guy over here nodding his head. Oh, they're animated. Very cool. And there's a guy here waiting to take our picture as we plough our Cessna 182 into the ground. And he's got a bit of a smirk on his face. He knows it happens quite commonly, apparently. And someone else reading the paper? Or what's he actually reading? Can we see? Oh, he's looking at airplane adverts by the look of it. Very good. Fire with smoke. And the barbecue's smoking quite a lot, isn't it? She doesn't look too pleased with being left to look after the barbecue, does she? She's not really dressed for it. But she has managed to grab the wine. So maybe she's keeping quiet about the wine. Look, she's hidden it from everybody else's view. Oh, except she's seen it. She's on her way to go and pour a glass. Oh, she's got a hell of a tee-shot on, though. The something called Mountain Canyon Flying something or other. We can't quite see. And I don't want to be inappropriate and try to see around the corners of her shirt. So this is the Sulphur Creek Ranch, and there's a bell. Very cool. And a flag flying in the breeze. So yeah, I'm always so taken up when the developers have gone to such lengths to make scenery look so good. especially with some of these kind of what you might call backwoods airstrips. Again, and this one's at quite high altitude. Oh, there's a birdhouse. I've never seen a birdhouse in the sim before. Should we go and see? There might be a bird on it. Oh my word. Let's go and have a look. This is funny. That's amazing, isn't it? And it's animated. Oh my word. That's very cool. I like that. Right. Without further ado... Oh, actually, we haven't looked the other side of the runway yet, have we? There might be other things to find. Let's go and have a look. Oh, there's some people over here. Are they all animated as well? Should we go and have a look? So there's a... Looks like a... Is that a Cessna? I can never remember the model numbers of the various Cessnas. That's the one with loads of seats, isn't it? Station Air. The figures look fantastic, don't they? They're not animated over here, look. They're static, but they're very high quality, though. Oh, we have a deer on the edge of the woods. Should we go and have a look, see how well modelled it is? In amongst... Oh, there's some other scenery down here. Very cool. And the deer is animated. Very, very cool. Okay, so... Oh, we have horses. Very good. Oh, the dark eyes are a bit kind of horror movie-ish, aren't they? But the rest of the horse is fantastic. The musculature and the mane on the in the modelling is very good. They're a bit shiny, maybe, but we really are splitting hairs, aren't we? It's such a well-done piece of scenery. Oh, we have a pony over here as well. Or is it a quarter horse, being in the US? Not sure. Okay, let's go and find our aeroplane and go and get it in the air, and we'll see what this scenery looks like from the air. I think it's going to be good fun. I love when they put these special trees in. It's going to be interesting to see the new simulator when it comes along, to see what they've done with the trees in that as well. Okay, we're going to move away from the drone camera then. We are in our normal view inside the simulator. And we'll just sit up slightly. Pop the yoke off for a moment while we get things sorted out. So fuel is on both tanks. Battery and alternator are on. We go and put the propeller to max RPM, mixture to rich, and then crack the throttle open a little bit and turn the engine over. And we have an engine. We should have had the beacon light on. There's always something, isn't there? When I'm showing things and not following procedures properly, it's easy to drop the ball. Okay, so while we're waiting for the GPS to fire up, we'll press B to calibrate the altimeter, D to calibrate the directional gyros. We'll go and put the nav light on while we're sitting here waiting. So yes, as I mentioned earlier, we are at nearly 6,000 feet, so we're going to need to be careful. We're not going to get much purchase on the air with the propeller on the takeoff run, so that's probably why this is such a long strip here. I don't know if you noticed that while we were looking around. It's a very long strip, and I imagine that's because of the altitude. So we got our 182 warming up. Let's go and fire up the GPS, and while we're waiting for the GPS, should we go and do... Where's the RPM? It's over here. So we'll run the engine up to 1500 RPM. So you can see we're at rich mixture at the moment. We need to lean that out because we're at nearly 6,000 feet. So yeah, you can hear the engine picking up there as it warms up and as we lean the mixture out. Seems to be about right. Okay, so we've got 1500 RPM. Let's go and drop to the left mag, and we're dropping to about 1400, so we've lost about 100. Going to the right mag, we've got the same, so there's no difference between them. And if we go to both, we raise back up to 1500 RPM, which is all good. Okay, we'll pull it back to 1000 RPM, and hopefully the GPS will fire up at just about the right time for us to clear it. We'll go and put the transponder on there. Not that we're going to be using it, but somebody will notice and tell me off. Put the taxi light on. Put the Peter heat on. We're going to be taxiing out in a moment. So as long as we don't spend too long with the Peter heat on, we won't cook anything. We'll just leave this on the rose mode and zoom out a little bit so we can see some reference things moving around. Okay, off the parking brake. And we'll put the head tracking on so we can now sit up or crouch down and look around. It's nice and smooth, isn't it, with this new PC? So yeah, we're having to put a lot of power in to get this rolling in the grass. Doesn't appear to be any sound of the aeroplane on the grass. I don't know if that's a feature of the scenery that they missed that. Seems a bit odd. So we'll taxi up to this end. There's no wind. I've set the wind to a few clouds, so there'll only be sort of 2 or 3 knots worth of wind. A couple of static aeroplanes in here from days gone by. So I'm hoping the recording will work okay, because I told OBS when it was installing that I prefer streaming over recording, but I think it will work okay. I think it bases that on a 10,000 bits per second streaming rate, something like that. Okay, let's go for it. So, no flaps, we're just going to go full throttle, full propeller RPM, and see what happens. Yeah, there's no sound on the ground, is there? That must be a function of the scenery, because I'm sure other sceneries put sound on the ground when you run over it. So 50 knots, let's go slightly faster given the the high altitude even. So 60 knots, pull back gently, we're in the air, gear up. Keep it low, get it fast. Could have had the landing light on really, couldn't we? Though it's not very spectacular on a 182, it's just another lamp on the front. Okay, so let's have a look at the surroundings. So from the aeroplane, there's a big plane out here. We can turn around in this big flat area, can't we? So I'm conscious of speed the whole time. We're still pushing it on the throttle. Max RPM. Yeah, we're okay though on the manifold pressure, but then this is a Coronado aeroplane, and then not that spectacularly accurate. Okay, so we'll bring it round. Hopefully before the hillside. That would be great, wouldn't it? Doing a demonstration of some scenery and putting the plane in a hillside nearby. Bringing it all to a sudden end. There we go. So we're doing 100 knots, cruising along. So if we stay to the left side of the valley, and we can have a look at the airfield as we pass by. So maybe we'll do this from outside just to make it interesting. So yeah, it'd be interesting for me as well to see the recorded result of this, to to see what sort of visual fidelity it has. Okay, let's go and jump inside. I want to keep an eye on that vertical speed. It's quite deceptive outside sometimes. So we can see the airfield down there, where the airplane's parked up. So we'll fly out to the ridge over here and double back and come in and do a touch and go. So yeah, Sulphur Creek looks good, doesn't it? It's not very expensive either. So I've got the Orbx page here. So it's 18 Australian dollars, which works out at £9 or just over 12 US dollars. So it's not very expensive at all. Just getting some speed, because I just realised we were dawdling along and losing airspeed as we were going. Okay, so there's the strip. Yeah, it wants to have the gear down before we cut the throttle anymore. So coming in from this direction, we can try both directions, can't we? There's no wind. So coming in from this direction, you've obviously got the tree line to cope with. So we drop the flaps. Now we could side slip it in as well. You can't really side slip very much in the 182. Not as much as some of the others. So you can come in steep over the tree line, side slipping as we come, and then straighten it up. But then we're still going to have a long way to taxi back. And we're down. So flaps back up, full throttle. We're flying around, of course, with the cowl flaps open the whole time, which isn't ideal, but so gear up again. Let's close the cowl flaps this time, shall we? I mean, there's no harm in having them open for only a few minutes, but okay, so similarly to last time, we'll turn back around and we'll come in for a full stop this time. And hopefully I'll not forget to put the gear down. It's always quite worrying, isn't it, when you're facing a hillside in a turn and you're thinking, are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? Are we? So gear down. Look at that. You can skim this hillside and have a close look at it out of the pilot's window as we come past. See some of those trees. Okay, so full flaps and let's glide in. Oh, we have a bird. An eagle just went whizzing past. Very cool. So there's birds of prey out over the top of the woods. Some power. And we're down. Flaps up. And then I've gone and landed with the cowl flaps closed, which was clever. But then we've got them open again now as we slow down, so it's better than nothing. I like the bits of rock and brush and bits of log at the side of the airstrip. They're very nicely done. Okay, should we pull up next to these stall aeroplanes over here? There's wildflowers as well. Very, very good. I didn't notice those earlier. Okay, parking brake on. And pull the mixture. And the engine dies. So magneto's off. Turn all the pitot heat off, nav lights off, beacon lights off, taxi lights off, landing lights off, avionics off. Mags are already off. And power. And then we can open the door, if I can remember how in this aeroplane. There we go. It's very good, isn't it? So there we go. That was Sulphur Creek Ranch, I think. Sulphur Creek Ranch, yes. ID or India Delta 74 is the ICAO or ICAO code for Sulphur Creek Ranch. There you go. There's another bird of prey circling up there, look. How cool is that? I wonder if they cry if you listen. I'm not sure. If we were to zoom in, can we see it any closer? Very cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. So if you like the look of this scenery, head over to Orbx and go and have a look at it. Right, I'll see you again soon. I'm going to go and get something off the barbecue, I think. Take care.